So I made a video talking about the things that I learned after I turned 25. And one of the points that I made was the point of education and how I said that I realized that education was not a scam after I had turned 25. So I did not really explain my points the way I wanted to explain it. And that's why I decided to make this video to explain it better. So now, for me, one of the things that I realized after I turned 25 was education is not a scam. This education that we are talking about, that you see, is not a scam. Yes, the educational system is backwards. The educational system needs improvement. But I feel like that is not really your concern, because there's nothing really you can do about it. The educational system is backwards. And like Jim Quick said, he said that the educational system we got prepared us for a world that doesn't exist. Yes, the educational system is backwards, but if you are from a place like Africa, here in Africa, and some other type of countries or continents where they value education, I think it's very important that you should take your education seriously, especially if you are below 25. As we all know, a lot of young people in our generation may not really value education because they would feel like they can be successful without education. They can make money without education. So, their mindset is that they don't really need education for anything. I can make my money without school. I can be rich. I can be successful without school. So why would I want to go to the university? And we see a lot of people dropping out from school. We see a lot of young people not taking their education seriously because they feel like they don't really need it. And then they look at some of their idols, some really successful people in the world who dropped out of school and then turned out to be very successful. And they're like, this person dropped out of school, he became successful. So why would I want to go to school? And that's the point that I'm going to explain. So the first thing that I want to point out is why are these people dropping out of school? And I'm going to use somebody as an example. The person I used in my last video, somebody as an example, Ibuku Awosika. If you know Ibuku Awosika is one of the top female business leaders in Nigeria. And she started her business. It's a furniture business. That's her major business, which she grew up to be a multi-billionaire business. And she started her business almost immediately after she had finished school. And typically I don't really think it was because of education that business was successful, or it's because she was a graduate that business was successful. Definitely it was not school that made her that successful. And I always use her as an example because, like, after she had, grown to be a successful person, grown her business, made a name for herself, grown her business to be a very big business, years after, she was called to be the chairman of First Bank. And as they called her to be the chairman of First Bank, they asked her to bring her CV or her resume. And according to her, she had never really had a need for a CV or a resume because she had almost all the time had her business. And so that was like the first time that she was preparing a CV or a resume. And according to her, she even had to tell somebody to help her do it because that was like the first time she didn't really know how to make a CV. And then she prepared her CV. Somebody who was, imagine if I wish someone who is a top business leader like that, like they're asking her to bring her CV to take the position of the chairman of First Bank. So as they asked her to bring her CV, she sent in her CV and they gave her the position of the chairman of First Bank. Now, I want you to imagine if Ibuku Awosika did not have a certificate. Imagine if Ibuku Awosika did not, maybe she dropped out of school or she was not a graduate. So what I'm trying to say is that you don't know where life will take you in the future. No matter how much money you have, no matter how successful you are, you do not know where life will take you in the future. And you may need to present a certificate to be given a particular position. Now, why not just be on the safe side? Why not just be on the safe side? Like, I'm very sure that First Bank did not even care what she has studied in university, but they still gave her the position of the chairman of First Bank. So what you studied does not really, I would say it doesn't really matter. The most important thing for now is just to get a certificate. If you're in school, I would say take your education very seriously. Do not pinch your education. If you can come out with a good result, fine. For people that say, a lot of their idols and a lot of people like George, Zuckerberg, these people all dropped out of school, they became successful. Now I'm going to tell you why these people became successful after they had dropped out of school. A lot of times, a lot of young people did not discover their passion, what they're passionate about, what they're talented on while they are young. They discover it later on. So in the case of Steve Jobs, I don't really know what he was studying in the university, but I know that after he had dropped out from school, he discovered that he had a passion for calligraphy. So he started attending calligraphy classes just for free. Not really to do much with it. He started attending calligraphy classes after he had dropped out of school. And after he had started attending calligraphy classes, he realized that he had a passion for calligraphy. Now, imagine if Steve Jobs had discovered his passion for calligraphy before he had gone to the university and probably studied calligraphy. He would not have had a reason to drop out of school. Now, a lot of these people that drop out of school is because when it was after they had gone to school, maybe after their first year, second year, or third year, they discovered what they really had a passion for. And that is why, as a young person, you need to be able to discover your talent, your passion, your purpose in life at a very young age. So you don't go to the university being frustrated because you're studying something you do not like or you do not really have a passion for. And so for me, if I would use myself as an example, when I wanted to go to the university, I didn't really have something that I was really passionate about, or something that I really wanted to study at all costs. For me, I just knew that I was good in writing, and I wanted to do something that involved writing. And I knew that I wasn't good in science or math, and I wanted to just do something that does not involve math at all, does not involve science at all. And that was why I chose the course that I chose. It was not as if I really had a passion for it, or I really enjoyed it, or I really wanted to do it. And so I think it was after 200 level, after my second year in the university, I really started discovering what I liked, what I really wanted to do. And, for me, I at that time, if I was maybe really, really had strong passion for it, I would probably have quit school to maybe focus on what I wanted to focus on. But obviously, I could not do that kind of thing. I could not quit school because of that. So I just decided that, okay, you know what, I'm going to finish school with this thing that I'm studying, and then for my master's degree, for my postgraduate, I'm going to study what I really have a passion for, what I really like. And so for me, even while I was in school, I've never been a school person. So even while I was in school, I just wanted to do it and be done with it. And so when I was in school, I wanted to just come out with the best result that I could. I did not want to come out with a first class result because I felt like there were lots of reasons why I just preferred not to come out with a first class, because one of the reasons why I just felt like, there was a lot of pressure on first class to become successful or, to do something important or good with their lives immediately after school. And I did not want that kind of pressure on myself. I did not want to put that kind of pressure on myself. I did not want to put that kind of pressure on myself. And while I was in school, I always used to tell myself that I don't just want to be book smart, but I want to be street smart. So while I was in school, I used to read a lot outside my books. I used to study a lot outside my books. I wasn't really so 100% concentrated on what I was studying. I was reading a lot outside. So I knew that, having that divided attention, I would probably not come out with a first class. But to me, I just feel like a 2-1 is a perfect result. And that was what I wanted to come out with, it's new. So as a young person, you have to understand that, just to be on the safe side, okay, take your education seriously. try to come out with a good result if you can, because even if you come out with a lower result, you will still lose opportunities. So try to come out with a good result. Do not think that school is a scam. You may not really understand until you've gotten to a certain level in your life. You may not really understand. Now, another example I want to talk about is Shaq. If you know Shaq is, is a very popular figure. Now, according to Shaq, he was somewhere, I think with his lawyers or some people, and then I think he said that everybody there had a master's degree, but he didn't have a master's degree, and they were talking, they were saying some things, and they were behaving as if he did not really understand what he was saying, because he did not have a master's degree while they had a master's degree. So it was as if maybe they did not really understand. They were kind of looking down on him, that, he wasn't really educated. And he said that was the day that he decided that he was going to pursue further his degree and get a master's degree. So even aside the opportunities for education, aside the opportunities that you would get, education also gives you respect, prestige. So just if you're a young person, I would advise you to take your education seriously. Do not think that school is a scam. Yes, the educational system is backwards, but it still doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it seriously. Just try to just be on the safe side and have it. And then another thing you want to do is that you want to try and discover what you like doing early before you go to university. For example, if it's music that you have a passion for. And that's why at the beginning of this video, I said that I blame the educational system and I blame the society. And even most times our parents are to be blamed, because they pursue us to get degrees that we don't really have a passion for. And then it's like taking the fish out of water. So let's say your passion is music and you're going to university, you're studying engineering. Why are you studying engineering when your passion is music? But society will make you feel like if you're studying music, you're wasting your time. Your parents will make you feel like if you're studying music, you're wasting your time. But even the educational system, in fact, the educational system will also make you feel like you are wasting your time. And that is why there needs to be a refining and upgrading of the educational system and orientation of society, of parents, to understand that, to allow children or to allow people or young people to be able to study what they have a passion for. It's not only medicine or engineering or law that should be regarded as an important course in the society. Other courses still matter. Somebody who has a passion for fashion design is going to study microbiology. How does that even work? Imagine if that person be in school feeling like they're stupid, or feeling like they are not intelligent, or it's not really nice. So as a young person, try to discover what you love doing early. Try to discover what you have a passion for, what you have talent for early. If it's arts, if it's music, if it's fashion, do not be afraid to go to university to study that thing, because later in life, if you are asked to bring your certificate for an opportunity, nobody's going to look whether you studied engineering or whether you studied medicine. The most important thing is that they're going to look at if you have a degree. Nobody is really going to be concerned about what exactly you studied. So just so it's not as if you're a dropout, or you're illiterate, or that kind of thing. So try to have that education. Try to complete your education, try to get a degree, just to be on the safe side, so that you don't lose opportunities in the future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.